Hey guys, and it's happened. Starfield finally got its first decent update, and it's actually quite interesting. Like, a lot of it is quality of life fixes, like we have actual maps now, and it's easier to navigate cities. But what I'm mainly interested in is right here, if we go into settings, gameplay options. This has been expanded quite a bit. And right now I have an XP value of 33%. This is how I want to play the game, usually. But the thing with this system, it's cool, it's fun, it's fun as hell, but it's really easy to abuse. Like right now I've got my difficulty on bullet sponge mode, which is fine, because I have some broken ass weapons and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend whacking this on extreme at the start. But this used to be the hardest difficulty, very hard, and these were the settings, I'm assuming. So just very hard. All of this was affected, but then now there's another layer. I now if you want to go ultra bullet sponge mode, I guess this is it. 6% plus on each value. So that's 24% just on playing on the hardest possible difficulty. You can add weight to ammo, which I wouldn't recommend doing because I have so much ammo in my inventory built up. It's just not worth it. There's carry capacity. This is actually insane. Like the amount this increases. So I might as well just show you. So if I go to my inventory, I have 990 right now. This actually does increase it further. I'm just hungry. Let me just eat and stay hydrated. And I have 1,580 carry weight. Before I applied that increased carry weight buff in the settings, I had around 300, somewhere around there. But another really fun feature is sustenance. So I'm actually getting a plus 25% increase to my carry weight. Just from staying fed. There's also a plus 30% health. Honestly, this is if you're on the harder difficulties, this is kind of a must-have to enable. The staying hydrated also increases how fast your stamina regens, your reload speed plus 25%. That's quite big if you're like running heavy weapons. I could see that being quite good. And a stealth build. If you're doing a stealth build, 100% whack on the sustenance feature. It's off by default, but plus 15% sneak attack bonus. That's good. That's great. It's all about getting the most damage you possibly can. So let's go back here. So I think that the only problem with this is the worst thing I think in the game. This gives you minus 8%. So this is the most punishing thing you can do is the carry weight. I think, if I'm correct, this doubles your carry weight, and then this does like 1.5 times. It feels like maybe even triples. I think it may triple because I'm reaching like 1,000. It's quite crazy. But because I'm on the harder difficulties and everything, that this just completely nullifies all this because my buffs, it counters out. That's what I'm trying to say. Cargo access distance. This is just a nice thing to have, so I can deposit things into my ship whenever I want to. Minus 6%. Not it's like up there. Vendor credits. Now this is huge. This lets you sell stuff so quickly. And what I've noticed is if you've been playing this game, you know that if you want to sell contraband, you go to the Trade Authority. And when you have this on greatly increased, it seems the Trade Authority has like 60k credits. Because they know people are going there to sell stolen items and contraband. So they've just upped that shit to like way more than any other vendor I've seen. Because usually it's like 25k with this on the highest setting, with vendor credits on the highest setting, it's usually 25k credits. That's how much the vendors have. So this is just great to have. Obviously, you can cheese it. You can have this on normal, actually reduced. You can have it on reduced, get a free 4% XP boost, and then when you're about to sell, you can just turn it up to the max. It's it's funny. Like it's classic Bethesda, but it's quite fun to abuse stuff like that in Bethesda games. So there's also medical item healing. I've actually put this on slowly, because I find myself not using med kits at all, just because I have where is it? Somewhere over physical. Here we go. I have rejuvenation 4, so I regenerate inside combat just if I sit behind cover, but I also regenerate insanely quickly outside of combat. So, like, healing items, I just don't need them. If I'm patient enough, I just don't need them. I don't need to spend money on them. I don't need to let them take up my carry weight. It's quite nice. Let's continue to the rest of the settings. This might display settings. Here we go. There's also combat affliction gain. So these are just like inconveniences to slow down the pace of the game, in my opinion. You don't want to always have to put your take medicine and stuff to cure these afflictions. But the real big one, sustenance. So if this is off by default, but if you turn it on, you get positives only. That's a minus 2%. But if you just slide this and put positive and negative, it's a plus 4%. So you go from minus 2% to plus 4%. And the reason why I have the negatives on, so the negatives is when you starve. I'm pretty sure it's, so how this works is, right now I'm fed and I'm hydrated. So I have all these buffs. Well, if you're lacking in hydration and you're hungry, these will turn back on you. So I'll get minus 30% O2, minus 50% sneak attack bonus, minus 25% reload speed, minus 30% health, minus 50% melee damage, and minus 25% carry weight. This is like a big one. Like, you always want to keep fed. And in my opinion, the positives outweigh the negatives far too much. Like, I would rather the 4% XP, because it's encouraging me to take advantage of these buffs. And I've already found out, like, what I found out is the best food to get is honestly just chunks. It's the McDonald's of Starfield, and it weighs the least. And all you have to do is just go to a chunks vendor, buy out their entire stock. And the good thing with chunks is it can also keep your hunger up, but it can also keep your hydration. I think I have a hydration one around here somewhere. Oh well, yeah, I don't need to find it. But there's some chunks that increase your hydration, and some chunks that increase your hunger. And now I want to go back to the vendor thing. Well, I'm encumbered right now. Oh no, I was on walking mode. Okay, so right now you'll find that I'm on Venus, and Venus is notorious for being the refreshing vendors planet, or filling up your outposts with resources planet. Just because 1 hour on here is 100 hours in the game. So I've landed at a random location, and I found an outpost that has a vendor, and usually these people, these vendors only have 5,000. See, look, they're at 6,000 right now because I've spoke to them. But all I'm gonna do is wait an hour. If you've played Starfield for any amount of time, you know how OP Venus is. So I've waited an hour. See, the bad thing about waiting is I lost my. I'm dehydrated and I'm malnourished now. But if I go back, 25k. So the vendors are increased by 5 times, which is quite huge. That's like, so this selling technique that I used to use is 5 times more effective. So what I would do before the update is I would wait here, refresh their 5,000 credits, and then sell. But now they have 5 times the credits with that option enabled. So this is 5 times faster. I've recently sold all my resources. Like I was at, so I sat here and did this for 15 minutes. With it, I had a huge stock of things I fabricated, and I just sold them all to her over and over again. So now I'm at 700k, swimming in the credits. I could honestly sit here and get to like a couple million if I just brought stuff over and over again. But no one wants to waste their time that much. But this is the perfect place to keep yourself topped up. So if you want to make money, thanks to this new update, Venus is even more broken. You just have to find an outpost with a vendor and just repeatedly sell to them like you'd usually do. So wait on the stall, wait an hour, refreshes their money, and yeah. I do want to check off the rest of the settings because see, I'm not messing with the affliction stuff. I don't think it's worth it. Like, yeah, I can have an increased chance to get an affliction for 4%. I don't want to mess with that. It's not worth it. Affliction prognosis. This is a bit weird. Like I know I contradicted myself, but this one is just to cure afflictions. So if I'm not getting afflictions in the first place, I wouldn't have to do this that much. So um I just put this, like, the benefits and the negatives aren't that bad on this one. So plus 5%. Um Limited resting. Restored when waiting or sleeping on the ship. So this is our environmental damage. So if I go out and get exposed to the environment, all I have to do is sleep in my ship. I think that's pretty good for a 4% XP boost. I've also stopped healing, disabled healing from sleeping, which sounds pretty bad, but I regen. So obviously, you would want this on if you don't have regen, because sleeping's kind of OP. So aim assist actually doesn't affect anything unless it's not doing anything because I don't have a controller plugged in. If that's the case, then you guys can find that out. But I'm pretty sure they don't want it to affect anything because this is kind of an accessibility setting as well, aim assist, in my opinion. And that's kind of about it. I kind of want to see how bad that you can go negatively in the XP. Like if I turn everything to the easiest. Um Actually, I said negatively. I meant positively. So let's get everything up. Everything that increases my XP up. There we go. So that's up. Wait, what am I doing? Being an idiot. Damn. Okay, there we go. Back to extreme. Don't know why I disabled those. So that's a 71%. Is that as high as it goes? Oh no, you can turn on weighted ammo. 75% increase. That is almost double. And that's not even counting sleeping. So if you don't know, you get a buff from sleeping. I think it's like 15. So that's 80, 90%. And then that's not even counting if you get the XP foods. You could probably get to 100%. That's double XP if you completely max out. And obviously no one wants to play like this. I wouldn't play like this. But say if you're doing XP farming, like creating a bunch of items at a workbench. I recommend everyone to turn this to as like make your life hell just for those seconds that you're selling not selling creating those items, because you'll see an almost double XP boost. That's quite insane. But it's good. Well, it's good, guys, to see Starfield actually get a good update. I would say it's quite nice. We've got it's actually the future of Starfield is actually kind of feeling quite exciting, because we've got Shattered Space coming up. They've shown a snippet of that. We've also got vehicles coming. So traversing should be quite nice. So yeah, this is like I said, Venus. Just a random outpost. Anybody can find these. But I do like this game. I do enjoy it. I'm happy. I'm so hoping this game turns and it turns itself around and does like a little No Man's Sky, a little cyberpunk, because it definitely didn't have as bad of a launch as Cyberpunk or No Man's Sky, but it was pretty bad. Like if you guys were there for No Man's Sky, you felt like you got scammed. But like I've seen like a lot of people would agree that there's fun to be had in this game. There's a lot of stuff to do. It's a Bethesda release after all. You can pour hundreds of hours into this game, even if you're not that much of a fan of it. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say. Excited for the future of Starfield. Loving the new Sustenance feature. I know people are asking for a proper survival feature, but you semi get it with this, except you don't die once you're malnourished and dehydrated. I quite like this though. It encourages me to eat. It's quite nice. But yeah, guys, I hope this was informative. I don't really make videos, but I was just really excited and I felt like making something. Imagine if this is the vehicle that you can drive. But yeah, there's some short snippet of some guy driving a vehicle and he's boosting. It was kind of this big, to be honest. Oh, I can't wait for that. Well, bye guys. I hope this was informative, because I know not everyone can play the update right now, especially not Xbox people, because it's only on Steam beta. Well, that's all I wanted to say. See you guys